Hi everyone, it's meteorologist Terry Swails. It's Tuesday, the 5th of November, and that means it's election day. Get out there and do your civic duty. Despite the weather conditions, not a very pleasant day, that's for sure. A lot of clouds around and some scattered showers. So far, nothing that's particularly heavy out there, but it does appear that the rain will be in our forecast right on through the rest of tonight on an occasional basis as our next storm rolls on in from the southwest. And here it is on the satellite imagery, a lot of clouds around the nation's midsection. The actual storm center kind of innocuous right now. It doesn't show up real well on the satellite, but it's down there in Kansas, and it looks like that low is going to head on to the northeast. It's going to drag some of this precipitation over the top of us here later today and tonight. But it looks like right now anyway, the heaviest activity is going to be out to the north and west of us as the storm tracks right up over eastern Iowa and western Illinois. So some contradictions from where we were yesterday in terms of precipitation totals. It now seems that with the low coming right up over eastern Iowa, we're going to get a little dry slotted around here, and I think the heavier amounts will be northwest and southeast of the Quad City metro area, and that certainly shows up here on the rainfall forecast just out from the GFS. Now as we take a look at the European, that's a little bit different. They take the storm in a fashion that's going to bring it more to the northwest of the Quad Cities, so that would allow us to get in on some of the heavier precipitation. And then of course there's that other band well off to the north and west covering much of northwestern Iowa and up into Wisconsin where some rain totals well over an inch will occur. So if I had to shake it out right now, I'd say probably most of eastern Iowa, western Illinois going to be in that range of around 3/10 to 7/10, maybe some isolated spots a little bit higher than that. Here's the snowfall forecast off the GFS. Still snow anticipated up there in northwestern Iowa and off through southeastern Minnesota, but the GFS was down on the totals. Not the case, though, on the European. Boy, it really blows up some heavy snows there from northeast Nebraska into northwestern Iowa. Some totals in the 6 to 10 inch range. I would say that's a little bit of a push considering the marginal temperatures that we're dealing with, but it could snow pretty good up there in northwestern Iowa as the system zooms off to the northeast later on today. Let's take a look then at this graphic, which is very disappointing. Last night the GFS came in with a 70-degree high temperature on the 13th of November and two more behind that on the 17th and 18th. But today, not so good on that. It's done some revisions as far as the position of the storm track, and it's more of a zonal flow. Don't have that southwest component to allow the warm air to move back up into the Midwest, and as a result of that we aren't getting in on the warm air, and it's showing high temperatures in the 40s, so it's down like 25-30 degrees on temperatures, which is just a huge departure, radical change. However, the way things are trending, I got a feeling that's the way it's going to end up here. And this is really, really significant here. This is the European forecast for the 12th of November, and it just drops in a big chunk of cold air. It's got some blocking going on in the upper levels of the atmosphere, and it sends it back into much of the eastern and northeastern parts of the nation, and some of that backs into eastern Iowa and western Illinois. And if you go by their maximum temperatures, reading is really going to be down. Highs only in the 30s on the 13th. So I'm going from highs near 70 to what's today showing readings in the 30s and 40s. And of course that was another cat scream there. A lot of action going on with the cats around the house today. This rainy weather just ticks them off big time. At any rate, we've got some things to sort out in the weather here, but the first things first, and that's going to be some rain and some cool conditions across the area later today and right on into tonight. That's your weather update. Thanks for checking it out, and as always, roll weather and roll cats.